December, so this year is gone, which is there. So now we are talking about 2021. So 2021 also, no clarity as to, vaccine is required, not required, how much vaccine will do and everything. So when you are in that frame, what really picks up is freelancing. Okay. What really picks up is part-time sort of a thing. Okay. What picks up is gig economy jobs. Okay. Because here you work and you get money for what the work you do. Period. That's the, analysis. So you are a part-time, you work for 4 hours, you get paid for 4 hours. That is something which is going to be very clear. Okay. It's a way forward because that makes corporates a sense. Today, if they see, like we are working with more retail. So they are very clear in their mind that part-timers is the way forward. So, we have created an app around it. We have created people around it. We are keeping trained, which are available at beck and call. Okay. So I'm going to be one of the speakers in Retail Association of India. RAI annual event is there where I am one of the speakers there. So I'm talking about part-timers, about there. So work from home is going to be there, because my meeting today afternoon with was someone who is the expert in AI. Okay.
Okay. Munish, you have to start off now.
Yeah, sorry.
You are going to start.
So you are going to start the... Akshay, you are starting?
Yes. Yes, it's going to go on live.
It's live now?
I have to just tell me when you want me to start, okay? So
yeah,
I'll wait for your cue.
Can I start now?
Just a moment. Moment. Yes.
Okay, now. So, welcome everyone. Namaskar and welcome everyone to our 9th webinar of the series Participative College Placement Drive. This is the Jeevitam Part 2 Livelihood webinar series where we are looking at how we can help students find livelihood. Okay. Students who are now getting their exams, students who are now getting their degrees, they are now looking at, opportunities to work. What are those opportunities to work in the new normal is something what we are discussing and debating. We have been receiving overwhelming response from you all, and that has been a big motivation for us to continue this series, and that's how we are in the 9th webinar series. We had amazing set of speakers with us till now who really set the tone and who told about what is the future of work, what are the new opportunities coming, what are the skill sets required. I think a lot of things have been discussed. And every time a new speaker comes in, he brings a new perspective to the entire, the discussion which we are doing. So today we have one such speaker, Mr. Jayant Rastogi. He is the global CEO of Magic Bus. We are going to give more details about him. But, setting the context of today's webinar, I think we at Jeevitam, we saw a very clear transition wherein after this crisis, the philanthropy organizations plays a very vital role, in not only helping people who are migrating, who are going back home. When you saw those migrant workers going back home, it was the philanthropy organizations who provided them food, who provided them medicine, who provided them shelter. I think a lot of good work philanthropy firms have been doing, and corporate CSR, they have been all integral part of the corporate structure. But in these trying times, in this crisis, I think they played a very, very vital role. So today, what we have with us is Mr. Jayant Rastogi, who's going to give us a philanthropy perspective of what all good work which is being doing in India, overseas, across, and how is that future going to be. So for the people who are joining for the first time, I know a lot of people are there who are continuously, regularly attending all our webinars, but there are some of those people who have joined today. So I'll give a quick brief about what is Jeevitam and who we are. So Jeevitam is a tech-enabled livelihood platform. We say livelihood, which means we provide work opportunities. Work for yourself, which is entrepreneurship. Work for someone, which is employment. We provide both things. Employment में part-time, full-time आ जाता है. On entrepreneurship, gig economy workers, startups, And there are a lot of freelancers. There are a lot of opportunities which comes as a entrepreneurship opportunities. We are, 1.5 crore work seekers on our platform. These are the segment of people who cannot understand, who are not so educated, who are not so, who do not have internet or mobile or smartphone access, who want to be spoken into 20 languages. Our platform works in 21 languages. These are the people they are. We provide lively opportunities across 1,000 cities. So we are across every nook and corner of the country. We are there, and we have 200 plus profile types whom we deal with. And so every type of profile, whether it is from a retail organization perspective, or hospitality, or pharma, or retail, you name the sectors, and we have opportunities in these sectors, and different types of opportunities are there, and we keep evolving, and every day we keep adding to it. In this crisis also, we launch a lot of innovative things as digital job fairs along with Labor Ministry. We are MOU partners with Labor Ministry. Labor Ministry is also, NICS is our partner for these webinar series also. So in this COVID time also, we had 1 million odd students, 10 lakh students. We mapped them to the relevant opportunities. Yes, in today's crisis also, I was telling Jayant also, there are enough opportunities around. The nature of opportunities is little different, but there are abundant opportunities. As I said, we have a tie-up with Ministry of Labor and Employment. We are working with state governments across UP and many other states. We have most of the top 100 corporates are our client, and we are working with best of philanthropy organizations in the country today. So I am going to now share a small video. KG sir, giving a brief about what is Jivitam, a little bit of motivation video.
स्कूल की लाइन में लगे एक आंख बंद किए इधर उधर ताकते, इसका मतलब शायद मालूम ही नहीं था। कॉलेज की भीड़ में दोस्तों के साथ ठाके लगाते भी कामयाबी पानी तो थी, मगर हम होंगे कामयाब ये सोचने की ना जरूरत थी ना मौका। माँ की नसीहतें और पिता के सहारे के बीच हम होंगे कामयाब के मायने समझना थोड़ा मुश्किल था। हम होंगे कामयाब का असली मतलब तो तब समझ आया जब जिंदगी ने हाथ छुड़ाकर कहा, ये तुम्हारी लड़ाई है, सिर्फ तुम्हारी। लड़ो, गिरो, उठो, फिर लड़ो, फिर गिरो, फिर उठो, अगर उठ सको। लड़ने ने, गिरने ने और गिरकर उठने ने हिम्मत तो जगाई ही, साथ ही जगाया यकीन, और इस यकीन को हकीकत बनाने में आपके साथ है जीवतम।
अब परिवर्तन लाना है, लक्ष्य तो हमें पाना है, होंगे कामयाब एक दिन, हाँ होंगे कामयाब एक दिन, होंगे कामयाब एक दिन।
आइए मिलकर भारत को कामयाब बनाते हैं।
सरकार की सहायता रोजगार के साथ जोड़ करके नई इकाइयों के लिए सरकार अब योजना बनाएगी। देश में रोजगार के अवसर बढ़े, उस पर हम बल देना चाहते हैं।
होंगे कामयाब एक दिन।
Yes, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन, and हर स्टूडेंट बनेगा आत्मनिर्भर is the motto which we are working on. So thanks for all the participants who have joined in, and thanks to Mr. Jayan for coming on this panel today. Over to you, KG.
Thanks, Munish, and welcome again, Jayan, to this program. This webinar series is close to our heart for multiple reasons. The most critical reason is that this nation has a large section of people who live in our tier 2 and tier 3 towns. And economic disparity continues to be a challenge for this country. And the only way economic disparity can move away is from people getting skilled, becoming gainfully employed, and working towards a $1 trillion economy dream. And on this day, we have one of the most appropriate speakers for us. On the screen, you will find his profile, but let me speak to you about this man. Jayant Rastogi, I have known him for almost 30 years now. And I have seen him from a stage where he started a career in a sunrise industry of the IT section of the world. And over the years, Jayant moved on. And in fact, he played multiple roles. He played the role of a CEO at Motorola. He played the role of an entrepreneur when he started off a venture in the healthcare sector. And whatever he gained over the years, he has landed up at a situation or a position which is best suited for him to lead an organization globally, Magic Bus, because this organization is bringing about the change that this nation desperately needs. It is identifying people on the ground from classes 6 onwards, right up to graduation, getting skilling organizations connected with them and skilling them. He is finding gainful employment for them. And in the bargain, we are finding slowly the hinterland of this country changing colors, and from the dull, boring autumn and winter, the spring and summer is completely in sight, thanks to Jayant. So over to you, Jayant.
Thank you.
As we start this webinar, let me ask you a simple question, which may not be as simple as it sounds, but will have a complex answer. Share with us your inspiring story from where you started and where you have landed up today.
So, okay, good. Okay, I was actually thinking I'll have a different question about Magic Bus, but no problem. Thank you, Manish. Thank you, KG, and thank you for the fabulous introduction. आपने कहा था कि इंग्लिश में बात कीजिएगा, तो फिर मैं हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों अगर आप कहें तो दोनों इस्तेमाल कर लूँगा, क्योंकि मेरी इंग्लिश थोड़ी सी कमज़ोर है, तो मैं सोच रहा था मैं दोनों I'll use both of them. So see, like most of you, like KG said that second tier, third tier के लोग हैं. So I also come from a very small town. I'm sure you would not have heard of this town's name, or some of you might have. I come from a city called Jabalpur. This is in Madhya Pradesh. So मेरी ज़्यादातर schooling, college सब वहीं पे हुआ था. और उसके बाद वहाँ से I had the option of kind of staying back over there or move out from there, but I chose that because उतनी opportunities नहीं थी, so I had to move out from there, and I think that was a good step. I'm not saying that one should move out, but I thought it was good for me. और उसके बाद फिर मैंने एक IT कंपनी ज्वाइन करी, और उसके बाद फिर गोदरेज ज्वाइन करा, जो गोदरेज उस ज़माने में कुछ साल बाद गोदरेज ज्वाइन किया, जो कि एक which was supposed to be one of the leading, one of the really good employees at that time. और वहाँ से मेरी जर्नी शुरू हुई. जो भी मैंने सीखा, मतलब ये दो कंपनियों से बहुत हद तक सीखा. और गोदरेज में ये था, मतलब कभी अप्स डाउन्स सब होते ही रहते थे. तो एक बार मैं अपना पर्सनल आपको किस्सा बताऊं कि मैं हैदराबाद में था. हैदराबाद से फिर आई हैड टू मूव टू चेन्नई, और चेन्नई से कलकत्ता, और कलकत्ता में मैं रीजनल मैनेजर बन के गया था. और ये हुआ था कि 2 साल लगातार 2 प्रमोशंस मिल गए थे, तो थोड़ा सिर भी चौड़ा हो गया था, छाती भी चौड़ी हो गई थी. 36 इंच नहीं, कितनी 56 इंचेस की हो गई थी. और एंड उसके बाद फिर ऐसा लगने लगा था कि मैं सारी प्रॉब्लम्स खुद ही सॉल्व कर लूँगा. एंड व्हाट हैपेंड वाज, आई थिंक इट वाज अ वेरी, एक तो ईस्ट में रीजनल मैनेजर बन के गया था. वहाँ पे हमारे काफ़ी इश्यूज थे, इन द सेंस उस समय यूनियन थी और ERP रोल आउट कर रहे थे. लेकिन अमिताभ बच्चन की पिक्चरें बहुत देखता था. आई यूज्ड टू सी लॉट ऑफ अमिताभ बच्चन मूवीज, एंड आई यूज्ड टू फील कि सारी प्रॉब्लम्स आई हैव टू सॉल्व माई सेल्फ. I should not reach out to anyone. I should, मैं किसी को भी बताऊंगा तो मैं कमज़ोर, I would be kind of seen as weak. तो मैं खुद ही सब कुछ सॉल्व करने में लग गया उधर पे. बहुत मेहनत करी, 2-2 बजे तक रात तक काम करता था, बट सक्सेस नहीं मिला. I think that was one big, I think I would say a big blot in my career. I would say the biggest. उसके बाद फिर मुझे एक हॉरिजॉन्टल पोजीशन पे हेड ऑफिस मुंबई भेज दिया गया. और मैं जब मुंबई पहुंचा तो मेरा ऐसा था कि इत्तेफाक ऐसा था कि मैं जहाँ पे भी था, कहीं ब्रांच मैनेजर, कहीं रीजनल मैनेजर, तो सारी की सारी टीम्स मुझे ही रिपोर्ट करती थी. तो मुझे जो लोग मेरे को रिपोर्ट करते थे उनसे काम लेना आता था. बट द पीपल हु डिडंट रिपोर्ट टू मी, आई डिडंट नो हाउ टू वर्क विद देम एट ऑल. सो आई एम श्योर यहाँ पे KG है and I have seen one of my friends, Murli, also, and they will 100% kind of agree with me. And for 1.5 years, I was miserable in head office because मुझे लगता था कि यहाँ का environment खराब है, लोगों को काम करने की आदत नहीं है, people don't know, they don't want to help. But after 1.5 years, कुछ ऐसा हुआ कि people who are जो मेरे साथ थे, I was asked to report to them also, सब कुछ हुआ. And then I realized कि मुझ में ही कुछ कमी है, मुझ में ही कुछ गड़बड़ी है. And then I started changing myself. And I think उसके बाद things were relatively smooth. I was very lucky that I got a chance to start a new division called Value Added Division. We built it into a 500 plus crores in 2000, very, very profitable. Got noticed because of that, got another good job, and I was managing around ASEAN and Indian subcontinent, करीब 15-16 countries एक सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी के लिए. और उसके बाद मैंने मोटरोला ज्वाइन करा और उधर पे सीईओ था, 3-4 कंट्रीज मैनेज कर रहा था. एंड देन लाइक केजी सेड, आई हैड माय स्टिंट विद एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और स्टार्टअप्स. तो एक तो काफ़ी सक्सेसफुल रहा जो फॉर प्रॉफिट वेंचर था एक ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में. इट वाज अ टेक्नोलॉजी प्लेटफॉर्म इनटू ट्रांसपोर्टेशन. और दूसरा एक हेल्थ केयर में था विच वाज अ सोशल वेंचर एंड विच failed miserably because I think we over designed it. हमने उसको बहुत ज़्यादा ही उसमें हमने दिमाग लगा दिया था, ऐसा लगता है. Subsequently after that I joined Magic Bus, and I've been here now for over 4 years. So whatever I had learned, जो भी थोड़ा बहुत जो मैंने सीखा था in terms of scaling operations, technology के बारे में, how to build businesses, so I have tried to apply whatever I knew over here. The organization has been doing well. We've grown phenomenally now. So if I can kind of talk about what is it that we've done in the organization is we've if I have your permission, Monish and KG, then I can maybe get into Magic, or maybe before that I can just talk about a little bit about my personal journey. So I think so first things first. So I think what I learned was that what you learn from growth or success is good, but I think what you learn from failure is far deeper, far more important. And I think if my eyes had really not opened, in fact I remember Murli is here on this chat, and Murli कहता था उस समय that अगर एक बार जयंत की टीम में काम कर लो तो किसी के साथ भी काम कर सकते हो. And I'm sure Murli is smiling over there, but so मेरी ऐसी reputation हो गई थी, but I think I've tried to become better. I've changed over the years, I hope so. And I'm sure I have some of my colleagues also over here, and I'm sure they would definitely not agree with this statement. But I think there's been so I think taking risks, also learning from failures, and also bouncing back. I think these are 3 things which I think I picked from my journey, and I would kind of I think it's important for each one of you. आप सब अपनी journey पे हैं, young हैं. तो अगर कुछ भी मैं इसमें से आपको बता सकता हूँ, कुछ दे सकता हूँ, शेयर कर सकता हूँ, तो ये 3 चीजें हैं. So thank you.
That was really awesome. I think, see, it requires a lot of courage, to come out in the open and admit where you went not right, and what were your learnings and how you came up. I think this requires a lot of courage to come out and share. And I think that makes you what you are today, because acceptance where you went not right, and then, working on it and moving along is the way forward. I think that is something we all students have to learn, it is there, because it is when we start doing things, always we do not get results. And that's all which is there. No, but, I have, KG, will you like to ask a question, or should I start with my question?
You can start with your.
Okay. So I think, we are all, Magic Bus is a very good name, magic, there is some magic around this. And what is the history behind this Magic Bus? What is, Magic Bus doing? And what is this, what are you doing for the youth of the nation who are there over there? This is something which everyone is very keen to know.
So Magic Bus was founded by a person called Matthew Spacey. He's coincidentally also the founder of ClearTrip. He's a British national who's settled in the country, and amazing human being. So when he came to India, in fact, he'd come to India to work with Mother Teresa when he was 16, 17 years old. Uske baad, he got a job in India came to Bombay, and he was the CEO of Cox and Kings. I'm sure a lot of you would have heard. It's in the travel. It's a part of the travel industry. And he came here, good salary, very good position. He was a member of a very prestigious club called the Bombay Gymkhana Club, and he used to play soccer there. He's a good soccer player. जिसे फुटबॉल कहते हैं. एंड वहाँ पे ही रियलाइज फैशन स्ट्रीट बॉम्बे में, अगर आप लोगों में से कुछ बॉम्बे में होंगे तो आपको पता होगा उधर फैशन स्ट्रीट है पास में बगल में, और वहाँ वो देखते थे कि काफ़ी सारे बच्चे सड़क पे खेल रहे हैं, यूथ खेल रहे हैं. सो he tried to do was he tried to engage with these youth. He then used to, after some time, he started hiring a bus, and not only did he teach them soccer, but he also took them out, to different places at his own cost. कहीं लोनावला ले गए, कहीं दिन भर की पिकनिक ले गए. तो धीरे धीरे इन बच्चों ने जो बस जिसमें लेके जाते थे उसका नाम मैजिक बस कर दिया बच्चों ने. तब से that name stuck on, and that is how the name Magic Bus came in. Matthew also did one more thing. What he did was he tried to place these youth, through his contacts and friends. He tried to place these youth into, different jobs. But he found in a couple of weeks, a couple of months, all these youth were back on the street. And he realized कि ये जो लोग हैं इनको जॉब्स तो मिल गए थे, पर ये लोग एम्प्लॉयबल नहीं हैं. इनको कुछ अलग स्किल सेट्स चाहिए थे. ये काम करना चाहते थे, बट ये काम मतलब अपने बॉसेस के साथ इनको कैसे कम्युनिकेट करना है, कैसे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करनी है, कैसे रेजिलिएंट रहना है, तो ये सब चीज़ें इनको नहीं आती थी. तो मैजिक बस इस वजह से मैजिक बस वाज स्टार्टेड, and it started working with children. We started working पहले with children who are in primary school. Then we realized कि वो problem country में solve हो गई. Almost 98% बच्चे primary school, junior school में हैं. Then we moved to senior primary, which is 6th class, वो pre-puberty, when there is dropout जहाँ होता है. And that is where we actually provide them with life skills. We keep them in school. We also provide educational inputs and learning enhancements. उसके बाद हमारे one of our objectives or outcomes or impact areas आप कहिए is that the children should complete secondary education. And उसके बाद 2 exit paths हैं. एक path है to higher education. दूसरा है जो जिन communities में हम काम करते हैं, 50% of the children drop out to get into livelihood, कोई जॉब मिल जाए, तो वो हमारे लाइवलीहुड सेंटर में आते हैं, जहां हम उनको एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी स्किल्स देते हैं, एंड देन दे कैन मूव इनटू सस्टेनेबल जॉब्स एंड व्हिच पुट्स देम आउट ऑफ पॉवर्टी एंड द जनरेशंस आफ्टर दैट. सो दैट इज व्हाट वी डू इट एट अ ह्यूज स्केल. मैजिक बस इज प्रेजेंट इन 22 states in the country, 77 districts. Our employee strength is 10,000, direct and indirect. In the country, we operate out of actually 9 countries: US, UK, Singapore, Germany, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Nepal, other than India. And we have livelihood centers, जिसमें कि we have around 60 odd livelihood centers across the country. And आप देख सकते हैं कुछ, most of them are actually in urban, peri-urban setting. छोटे शहरों में भी हैं, और कुछ करीब 30% और 30% हमारे जो सेंटर्स हैं, लाइवलीहुड सेंटर्स, वो रूरल एरियाज में भी हैं. So that's the gist about Magic Bus.
Yeah. Magic Bus is really doing a lot of magic, as the word says, and I think every organization has a history, and what you are doing is really commendable. Before KG comes in, I can relate to my experience also. I started working when I was in class 10th. I completed my 10th class exam and I started working. My dad told me I wanted to go for my trip. After completing your 10th board exams, you go for your, trips with your friends. So he said, if you want to go, you have to earn it. So I did door-to-door selling to earn my trip. That was my worst. I earned my trip, actually. And when I was selling, I was told by one of the things, you are going to be a good salesman, so continue. So that was a big motivation. He bought all my goods, which I had brought in that day when I was saying, this was an office guy. So one of that, that kept on with me, and I became a salesman, a salesperson. I've been always in sales, that is there. But, when I was in class 11th, 12th, I'm a businessman's son. I used to go to my dad's office and, from school, instead of going home, I used to go to my dad's office, work there, come back in the evening, play. I used to play also. I was a state basketball player. I was a A division champion in sports. So nothing was being left out. There was all time for everything. You're learning, you're earning, and also your passion, which is sports and everything. Which I'm relate to. Why I'm sharing sports is I was a basketball player. I was a A division champion. I was a goalkeeper and a wicket keeper. So I've been all in sports. So I really, I'm able to relate to this journey very, very well, because the sports and when you start young, I think that becomes a good foundation for your, livelihood. And you have actually a phenomenal reach, very few people I know in the philanthropy world who have this sort of a reach, so many livelihood centers, working in 22 states. I think this is amazing journey. So I think my KG is looking for his question. So KG, over to you.
So Monish, before you,
I was just
I also
thinking-
want to share. So Monish, KG, if I have a minute. तो मनीष, मैं भी आपकी तरह, मुझे बहुत शौक था स्पोर्ट्स का. मैं अपने कॉलेज के लिए कुछ टेनिस खेलता था और मेरी भी बहुत बढ़िया कहानी है. तो मैं कॉलेज के लिए टेनिस खेलता था. हमारे कॉलेज में 6 कोर्ट हुआ करते थे टेनिस के, 6 कोर्ट्स. एंड हमारी कॉलेज टीम टेनिस की 3 लोगों की होती थी. एंड मैं अपने कॉलेज में आई वाज द थर्ड गाय हु न्यू हाउ टू प्ले. और तो मेरा लेवल आप समझ सकते हो. मेरा आज तक, मैं अभी भी रेगुलरली खेलता हूँ. माय लेवल इज द सेम,
Awesome. Amazing. मुझे मजा आ रहा है सर. I think we are warming up.
Yes.
This is going to be
I think
fantastic.
well, so I have to at least talk about my sports journey also. Both of you talk about sports. The nearest I came to a sports journey was standing outside a stadium. And what I realized is both my sons are currently school captains and college captains. They have been of football, and daughter has been a throwball captain. So I told my children that thank God, never follow your parents. You will never achieve your dreams. They have to charter their own path. So having said that, see, all said and done, Jayan, what we see currently around is a sense of blue in the reality, because we are trying to give hope to the youth on the webinar today. We're trying to explain to them what will change in the world tomorrow. But the reality on the ground is that COVID-19 has rattled the world like no other thing has done in the recent past, in the last century. So in your understanding, how do you think that the job scenario is going to change in the COVID-19 world, and how is it going to impact the youth, and what should they do at this point of time?
So I'll just pick up on one thing before I answer this. In fact, I think, you said that you had future of jobs, and I heard Monish speak about that. You had this different, so you're looking at skilling, employability. देखिए, एक तो जो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि I think there is one truth is that the jobs, conventional jobs that you and I have been kind of doing, I don't think this will continue for some time. But I don't think most of the jobs will be like the gig economy. So people will be working for 2-3 companies or when they want to work. So I think that is the reality, and I think this COVID is going to accelerate that process. Work from home, you can do part time. People as it is one time for themselves. So मेरे को लगता है ये reality, and I think we should actually prepare for that. As far as India is concerned, I think I would say our economy was kind of fine. It was okay. There were good job creation, ठीक ठाक चल रहा था to a great extent. और जैसे urban जो locations हैं, जो बड़े शहरों के आसपास, I think the main locations, we have jobs over there. So India की dichotomy क्या थी कि there are organizations which have jobs, but they don't have people. And then on the other side, we have people who don't have jobs. So I think, matching this is actually, the big, is I think, the big place. And I think organizations like Jeevitam who are kind of doing this, I think really doing a really good and big job, which is really needed. In fact, we did a Bain study where we actually looked at the different markets. Bain Consulting actually helped us, where we found that there are lots of geographies in India where there are surplus jobs, but so many people are not there. And I was myself surprised when I actually saw that study. So अब कोविड के आते हुए क्या हुआ है कि देखिए काफी सारी जो इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल ट्रैवल, हॉस्पिटैलिटी, सो अ लॉट ऑफ दीज इंडस्ट्रीज हैव, और एयरलाइंस व्हिच इज पार्ट ऑफ ट्रैवल एटसेट्रा, जो obviously they'll take, I think, a couple of years, 2 to 3 years, and they used to employ people in bulk. The other thing is in India that, there is a massive unorganized sector. So, far many more people actually work for that, kirana shops and all that. So obviously a lot of those had closed down, but slowly they're opening up. So there has been a lot of, I would say, shift, people going back to the villages, and now although they're coming back, but there will be some tightness in the job market for some time. I think in the urban cities, like big large cities, there will be jobs, but I think in the rural villages, I don't think there will be too many jobs as of now. So see, what Magic Bus is doing right now is, so we are saying that, we started this job exchange, which is something like Jeevitam, which is where we have tied up with more than 400 employers, where we get these people onto the platform, and we are getting people who've lost their jobs or people who need jobs, and then we are doing the matchmaking. So this is more our urban recovery solution, जो हम urban cities में कर रहे हैं, और rural में हम क्या कर रहे हैं, because of COVID, we are actually looking at government linkages. So government schemes क्या है, उसमें हम link कर रहे हैं, so that people can actually start earning some money. We also carried out a survey both in rural and urban India, and we found that the salaries as compared to pre-COVID, this is 2.5-3 months old survey. So we found that the salaries as compared to pre-COVID in the communities that we work with, जो कि underprivileged हैं, there the salaries have dropped by almost 71. So they've dropped to 25%. 71% of the people, the salaries have dropped to 25%, and 50% of the people were not earning anything. So the situation is definitely really tight. But I think what Monish said, that fortune favors the brave. So is mahol maybe, I think there are a lot of people who are getting jobs, and we are also placing a good number of people. So we are, because we moved completely virtual, और जो हम live classrooms करते थे, which we moved to virtually, so that we can reach out to different people through their smartphones, and trying to place as many as possible.
I think this is amazing. See, what happens is, I totally agree with you. What at Jeevitam also, we are facing the same thing. See, the labor transition has happened. When we have seen the people have gone back home, okay, because all the people who have come for looking for work to the metro cities and everything, they all are now gone back home. Because that was parents wanted, family wanted them to back home, so they have gone back home. The people who have gone back home, they need to be replaced. People who have gone back home, they are now looking for work there. Students, they are now going to get their degrees, okay, and definitely there is a very important element of this work from home requires different skill sets right now, digital skill sets. I was speaking to IBM people other day. So they have come out with a program called Digital Catalyst, just to cater to that requirement, because a lot of people are now going digital. We are having this webinar, which is a digital way of getting connected with everyone. Okay. So what are, the skill sets right now forms a very critical part in the new thing, because if you, I hear people saying that, if you want to, stay alive, you have to be relevant, otherwise you'll be dead in the job market. So to stay relevant, what are the skill sets, today you feel, Jayan, the youth should really look at in a short-term way, so that they are, workable, they get employment, or they are able to start on their own. What are the skill set today required, because you do a lot of, personal side also, and the other skills also. So just, that will be amazing if students hear about that.
So see, we work with 21st century skills, and these are, UNO and the ILO, etc., certified skills. So what the skills that we work predominantly are transferable, adaptable skills. See, what COVID has done is that they have, so there are certain sectors like, you see travel, hospitality, to some extent, organized retail. So these jobs the people are losing jobs over here because, people can't open up, social distancing, etc., cinema theaters, malls, which used to employ large number of people. But the thing that what's so people who've kind of gone into a particular line, with a vocational kind of a skilling, are capable of or can work only in these lines. What we do is we provide them transferable, adaptable skills. So if suppose, let's say the retail industry starts kind of, there's a downturn, starts going down, hospitality बंद हो रहा है, और travel में लोगों को हटा रहे हैं. So then people can move to other industries which are doing well. For example, IT, banking. So you can move to industries or healthcare. So you can move to those kind of industries. See, every employer they have their own internal training program. So if people have resilience, that they can bounce back, they have good communication skills, they can they have problem solving skills. They can kind of work with people. I think these are the skills which are really required, which I call the soft skills. And this is what we actually bring into the people. And we've seen that people who work for, or we work with a lot of employers like Marks and Spencer, H&M, Reliance Retail, and on the retail side, then GE Healthcare. And wherever people take youth from us, they actually have started taking most of their or getting most of the youth from the Magic Bus youth graduation program. And the reason for that is they find that these people, when they're interacting with customers or they're interacting with fellow employees or with boss, they are able to handle the situation or manage the situation much better. So we feel that it's really important that देखिए आप जो भी करिए, whatever you do. See, people talk about IQ, which is intelligence quotient. कि कितनी आपकी intelligence है. People talk about EQ, कितनी empathy आपने. But I think most important now in COVID era is SQ, which is survival quotient. How do you survive? How do you reskill yourself? How do you pick yourself up? How do you get yourself a new job? So I think those are the skills which are really required now.
I think I learned one quotient today, which is a survival quotient. I think this is something which, I call 2020 is a year of survival. I was telling my daughter just now, it is not what we don't have is something which we need to work on. It is what we have with us is something which is there we have to. So each one of us has some inherent strengths. We need to just dip into that reserve and, get that survival quotient up, which you just now said. So KJ, you are waiting for your next question. Over to you.
I was just thinking what you're saying is right. I think we talked about the kind of tenacity you need to have in the economy to survive. And very strangely or coincidentally, there's a large section of women on this webinar now. So I want, Jen, can you just talk about what do you see the prognosis of women workforce in the coming times, in the current scenario? And what do you know about, what does Magic Bus do about it?
So firstly, see, Magic Bus is an equal opportunity organization. We encourage, women to work, and that is part of our program also. So in fact, all our programs have typically, I think even if you look at our programs, youth and adolescent programs, so we have almost, I think, close to a 50% participation from both male and female or different genders. We also internally, even in terms of our own, we have 2,000 direct employees and 8,000 indirect employees. So even in that, I think our ratio is pretty good. The gender ratio. We have almost 49% female participation and 51% male. Unfortunately, let's talk about the country now. See, the country at probably I think a few years back, I think 10 years back, or I think that was 2011. There was 30% participation of women in the formal job sector. That was expected to go up to 35%, but unfortunately, now when the recent survey was done, we found that it has fallen to, I think, somewhere in the 20%, 23%. So the effective loss, I would say, is close to 15 odd percent, which is a fall, and which is a really big concern. If you look at the different studies, evidence, United Nations, so they say that when a woman comes into the workforce, the country's economy actually grows far faster, and the generations after that can get out of poverty. So I think it's really important that women participation should increase. But saying that, I also understand that there's lots of complexities with women, joining the workforce. So, and I think, we have to find solutions. At least in Magic Bus, we try our level best. But I'll just talk about, the external environment. What happens is, typically in India, the man when he's working is taken as the primary job, and the woman's job is taken as a secondary job. Now, I think that's the first thing. So, and again, in terms of the maternity leave, etc., there's a 6 months. So a lot of employers consider this to be a burden. We in Magic Bus, I think feel that this is really a welcome move. It should be encouraged, and I think even external employees or employers, their opinion or I think the thought is changing slowly. But I think placing a girl is far more difficult, but we tried that much harder. We've done many girls or female only programs on the livelihood side, and we've had phenomenal success. I think where there is a will, there is a way, and it's very important if there are any female participants over here, youth who are here. I would really encourage you to kind of go all out, get into jobs. You are not only securing your future, but you're also securing the future of the generations to come. They say if a mother is educated, the children would be definitely educated. So please definitely do kind of I think change this, participate in the formal job sector.
I totally concur with your views, Jayant. I have women workforce in my home also. I've got 2 daughters and a wife. So I have all woman power in my home. Really working for, and when I hear my daughter, she's a lawyer and she is running a platform called Women the Inspiration, basically, which is helping women workforce get into, inspire them to get. The problem in India, what when I discuss, and that's what, because with her discussion I learned was, humse na ho payega is something, the challenge faced by the woman faces, because the family is not supporting, society is not supporting. You go outside, the opportunities are not as much, for you. If you are from a tier 2, tier 3 city, especially. So I think there are a lot of factors which are not encouraging you to work. And in there, first of all, the important element is to inspire. More than that, see, what I am right now looking at is this crisis has opened one opportunity, which is specifically for the women, is what I believe, and that is work from home. Okay.
Absolutely.
So what has happened is, today, if I would have told any of our offices, you are there, if you ever, any of your employee or any of your colleague has told, okay, I'll want to work from home. So you would have said, take a walk. Okay. But today, 7 months we have been, I'm a person who is an avid traveler, 15 in a month that I travel. 7 months I'm sitting at work when working from home. So I think work from home is definitely a possibility. And it opens a lot of opportunities for women to work, because if today work from home hai, so, you are sitting in, Chennai, or you are sitting in Vellore, or you are sitting in Sonipat, or you are sitting in Gurgaon. And, if you are sitting in Ahmedabad, or you are sitting in Gandhinagar, how does it matter? You are sitting in Kolkata, or you are sitting in Sikkim, somewhere, in Gangtok. How does it matter right now? So I think women work from home is something which is a big opportunity coming up. Every problem, every crisis gives a problem, and this is one of the opportunity I see. So coming to my question right now to you is, women work from home is there, but how is this work from home is playing out in your way, in your mind? What sort of opportunities is it throwing up? I am a salesperson, so can I become a salesman, sitting working from home? Can I work for a BPO sitting from home? Because all the BPOs have gone back home now. All the BPOs who were supposed to, had a strict controls, they are now working from home. The best of BPOs in the country, and if I speak to the CEOs of those BPOs, they said we are not coming back soon. So we are. In fact, I hear a lot of BPOs giving up their offices and going to tier 2, tier 3 cities, and getting people there, because that's the way this future is. How is the future? How is the future of workforce and work from home panning out in your view? Just crystal gaze in the future, and that's something from you.
See, very, very difficult to kind of predict what's going to really happen. We don't know whether this work from home or this social distancing is there to stay and for how long it is. But whatever it is, I think, it is definitely, it's definitely creating an environment which, I'm sure there will be some residue which would be left once things, even if they return to normal. So I think I think it's far more easier now for, women to work, with work from home being there. And I think, they being in the house, so finding, being able to balance. I'll talk about our own personal kind of example, we have, on a retail side, we have a business where, we have face-to-face a team, so which goes to, the malls, to the offices to kind of, collect donations. So from people like you and me, $500, $1,000, $5,000, whatever. Now, once the COVID stuck, so obviously, there's no way that they could go out. They were all in their houses. So we reskilled them, we retrained them, and we put them onto telecalling, which earlier we'd said a strict no. So we obviously do a very curated, database, kiske paas jana hai, kya karna hai, all that. So, but the team's doing well. I think, they're being able to raise good amount of money just working on telecalling. And I think, there's a very good participation. There's lots of, I think, women also for this. So I think there's retooling. There's a lot of these new job opportunities which will kind of open up. We, for one, actually were working with Ford Foundation on, non-traditional livelihood. So which is basically, the jobs which typically women don't take. So which is like, plumbing, driving, etc. So we feel that, they have to get into more sectors. Right now, I think it's a very limited kind of scope where, the jobs that they take, it is maybe front desk, IT, etc. We feel, I think once this whole, I think these gender stereotypes, this thought process goes away, they would be getting into many of these other roles.
I think one of the things also, this is work from home. What about PWDs, person with disabilities? There are a lot of PWDs also. Is it also a good thing for you? What do you say?
Yeah, so see, we don't work, we've not specifically worked. We have some who are part of our program per se, but we don't we don't specifically focus on PWD. But I think it's a great leveler actually. Working from home will actually give an opportunity to, I think, any and everyone to participate in the workforce. So I think it's a great opportunity, and especially for women, I think it is good for them. I'm not saying that the situation should stay, but I think it's definitely good for many of the people who couldn't kind of go out. The other challenge is that there are certain communities who don't want to send the girls out. So I think even those opportunities start opening up.
Absolutely. I'm with you totally. Over to you, KJ.
I think quite a range of subjects we talked about. We talked about how you reskill yourself and how you make yourself relevant in the current atmosphere. So I'll ask you two questions of two sides. One is that you picked up some skills in your career which benefited you, and like to understand how did it benefit you, and simultaneously you must have failed using some skills of yours. So youth will always like to know, can you please tell me the secret of success, and also how do I avoid the landmines of failures? Because I don't want to reach Jayan's age to make those mistakes or make those success and then learn. I would rather hear from Jayan and avoid that in my journey.
Yeah, I wish I knew that answer, but I'll try and answer that to the best extent. See, I think continuous learning is something which I think we should stay relevant. Very, very important. I think both Monish and KG spoke about it. So I think one of the big steps is about, continuously learning, trying to see where is the market moving. Also kind of, looking at your own skills that, what are the things that, you should kind of preserve, that you should keep. What are the things that you should let go of, and what are the things that you learn? So I think that's the other aspect I would say. There are a lot of, I think, now open universities, free courses which are available. I would really encourage that, if you keep kind of building skill sets and, investing time in yourself, I'm sure, it'll hold in really, really good stead. I've got two children. So my son actually works for a PwC. He's a consultant over there. And my daughter used to work for Google, and now she's moved to Singapore, and she works for a IT technology company called Cloudflare. So I keep telling them that, देखो, मैंने तो नहीं करा, बोलना बहुत आसान है, but I think I can give you advice. I keep telling them कि भाई देखो, नया कोर्स कर लो, कुछ नेटवर्किंग का नया कोर्स आया है, वो कर लो. I tell my son, कुछ data analysis में कुछ कर लो, business intelligence में कर लो. So I think right now with work from home, I think people have time. So please, I think, definitely do try and, pick up some new courses, some new skills. I'm sure it is going to help you in the long run. Also, I think one very small thing is keep yourself updated as to what is happening, through newspapers, reading the headlines, understanding, staying, and I think it's very easy now these days.
See, my last question to you is, because then we'll going to KG is going to throw it up over there is. See, Magic Bus is doing phenomenal work. Actually, I've been dealing with a lot of philanthropy organizations, especially post-COVID. Because suddenly I realize, they are philanthropy organizations are playing. You are a philanthropy organizations have played a very in the specific for the livelihood. I have seen very few organizations of philanthropy actually doing the livelihood thing. You are many of the very few folk I've seen who have a focus on livelihood. How you are changing, how you are visualizing, there are a lot of youth over here, for a lot of them probably would like to become a social entrepreneurs. KG will share some, we have a lot of social entrepreneurs with us. And what is that philanthropy, their career along with philanthropy firms like yours, you have a lot of people you have employed, and actually what is the role philanthropy firms you visualize are going to play in the next 6 months? I don't want to crystal gaze too long, I don't say, because it becomes difficult, Someone asked me also, I become, okay, आज 6 महीने से आगे तो मैं भी नहीं सोच पा रहा हूँ आजकल. Okay. So if we are able to think 6 months also, it's a big thing, So, but, this is a question which is there, because somewhere we need to think about the future. So what's your view about this aspect?
See, there are two parts to this. So one is basically about, the jobs which are there. So which is what I think we've spoken about. The other is about job creation. I think which is I think the need of the hour. A job creation is basically about, working. It could be, anything. It could be, opening a small kirana ka dukan. It could be maybe even, if somebody is a cobbler, trying and scaling that up. Or if they're doing an electrician job, how do they scale that up? So I think there are all kinds of, micro entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship which is there. So we work in specifically more in the rural geographies where jobs are not there on this program. And we have, so I would say that, I think the important part, it's a pretty long conversation, but I'll try and cap this one in the sense, you could actually get in touch with, I think there's a Magic Bus ID which you can kind of, put yourself, whoever is interested, they can get in touch over there. And if we are present in the geography, we could try and, enroll you into our entrepreneurship development program. What we help you with is we help you, first is help you make a business plan. First, we see whether you have the aptitude to kind of, be able to do that, because not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. सब में ये चीज़ नहीं है entrepreneur होने की. और दूसरा कि आपको business plan, then also getting you the connects, also getting you the mentors, people who've done this successfully, people who can mentor you, carry you through a journey which is 6 months to one year till you can sustain yourself on your own. So that's I think that's the short answer to a very, very long question.
Thank you very much. KG, over to you.
So finally, as we wind down, there's also a question from the audience. Naresh Neelakantan is asking this question. So he says that, do you think experience naturally takes over if you're involved in lots of activities in the organization? Given a chance, what would you do? Does experience actually take over if you get too much involved in too many activities in the organization?
Okay, so let me just try and rephrase the question. The question is that, does experience help or not help when you're working in an organization? Is that the question? Because I've not understood that correct. Sorry, KG, I can't hear you.
I think, Jayant, you are right. I think that's
takes over.
Sorry, Manish, it's okay. I'll try. See, I think experience definitely does help, So if you've done something before, so it works both ways, I think, you have to find the right balance. So if you have experience, it gives you the confidence that I've done it before, I can do it again. It also gives you the perspective. A very simple example, you're giving some really tough news or, not so good negative news to somebody, Experience tells you how to kind of break that news. How do you handle that person with empathy? If you've not done that, I think, it would be difficult for somebody to do that. Also, experience also, so I think what's not so good about experience is that, you've done something in a particular way, so you always try and do it in that way. So it also probably constricts you in terms of trying something new also. So I think you have to find that right balance for yourself.
Great. I think Naresh should have got the answer he wanted. And even if he didn't like the answer, that's the answer of experience speaking. So he will pick up that and learn. So I think that's the different kind of experience he gathers. Let's talk about something specific now, Jen. The youth really want to get clear-cut messages. I think webinars are galore happen nowadays. I think now the people who are showing experience certificates of attending webinars more than their experience certificates of doing the job. So for this youth who are actually waiting to hear clear-cut directions, I think you have answers to that. What should they do now? And what is your message to them now?
So I think, very simple. I think, whenever we are recruiting people also, or we are hiring, or, we want to build a new team, we are always looking at, having the right attitude. I think that comes first. See, if a person has a skill set, that's the added advantage. But I think the right attitude is very, very important. And if you have, with the right attitude, gratitude, so that is, I think, Sone pe Suhaga. So I think very important to have the right attitude and gratitude. Be thankful that, you have work. Be thankful that, people are questioning you because you have work. So I think for everything that you have in and around you, I think have gratitude for that. So I think that is, according to me, the first quality, or, the first thing that I think we should all try and develop, build. Some of us already have it. Some of us have to kind of develop it. The second thing I would say is basically, I think, flexibility, resilience. Be flexible, ये चीज काम नहीं कर रही है तो दूसरा कुछ और ट्राई कर लिया, वो नहीं कर रहा है तो कुछ और ट्राई कर लिया. दूसरा, also don't take positions. Sometimes when we take positions, and I used to do this a lot, so if you take positions, then it's very difficult to get out of that situation, and then you're married to it, whether it's right or wrong. So don't take positions. So be flexible. And I think the third one I would say is, I think, along with bounce back, chahe kuch bhi ho jaye, if you fall, pick yourself up again, get up, get going. And the continuous learning, I would say, don't stop learning. Keep acquiring new skills, or, learning something new.
Amazing. I think a lot of this is something which I think youth were looking at. KG, over to you.
I think Jayant has, this entire session has taken us from a point of birth in a career to a peak in a career. And that is never a straight line. It has its curves, it has its downturns and upswings. And it is how you carry yourselves through these various vagaries of life that defines you as a leader. And Jayant, as you will also agree, that being a leader is not easy. It's a lonely job at the top. And you have to carry a large section of people along with you towards the vision you have for Magic Bus. And I'm sure 4 years in the game and the kind of reach that Magic Bus currently has, what I am constantly looking for doing our webinars is people who are converting the drought in the hinterland of India into greenery. And unless that happens, it is not a climate change issue in terms of the greenhouse effect. It is a climate change issue of human existence in the hinterland of India. If they start converting themselves to the powerhouse of economic contribution, this nation is in safe hands. And it is not in the hand of the politicians, it's the hand of the man who's actually going to change the nation by contributing to the economic development of this nation. And I think Magic Bus has played a huge role in that. And we are, in fact, not, the word thrilled may be an understatement, but we surely are very, very pleased to have had you with us in this session. And thank you once again on behalf of Jeevitam and all those who are watching the webinar. I will allow you to state last few words in terms of what you want to convey to us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, KG. I don't think anybody could have kind of, so succinctly, so cleanly kind of, put everything together. I think you always had this gift of the gab and this ability to do that, So I think you summed that up really, really well. As far as Magic Bus is concerned, we're a drop in the ocean. We try and do what we can, and we'll continue doing that. And we are very happy that, organizations like Jeevitam, you, Monish, really bright, brilliant, top, I think, people who are absolutely the top of their career are actually, doing something like this, which is very much needed, I think, in the country today. In fact, we did a recent survey, we have 100 plus donors, and we did this recent survey for top corporates, all Fortune 500 companies. And so I think this focus in the country has shifted to livelihoods. So 66% of them are saying that, livelihood is going to be the main focus, and rightly so, because I think that is the need of the hour. If a person has basic necessities, food, roti, kapda, makan, then only can he look at other things like, education, putting the children in school. And I think that is the crux. So thanks.
I think,
Jayant, you'll be pleasantly surprised. We have Tenzin who's watching from Tibet, acknowledging what he's watching. I think this, the reach is
wonderful,
immense, whatever we talk. And as I conclude, and before Moni speaks, just want to give a few messaging. One is that any college, anybody who's watching from any part of the nation who wants Jeevitam to conduct a digital online campus placement, we are here for you. Do write into us at university@jeevitam.com. I think the what needs to be shared with us is already there on the slide in front of you. It will remain a part of the video recording, which you can go back to Facebook site and watch. But please do that. More importantly, we have a bigger message for every person in this nation who is looking for livelihood. Akshay, can go to the next slide. And this journey to find a livelihood is not too difficult. We have just one number, and the number is going to ring all over the country. It's in 21 languages. So just pick up the phone, call this number, choose the language, give us your profile, and technology takes over to start matching you for the livelihood opportunities that exist. So please spread the word. Let the hinterland of India know. We have about 29,000 jobs currently going, begging for people to apply. We want the phones to ring. We want the people of this nation, especially the ones who are desperate for livelihood in these tough times, to get the message, share the single number, and let them call in. Over to you, Munish.
I think this was one of the best webinars we had. Childhood to livelihood is something which Magic Bus actually is talking, is something really heartening to see. This journey from childhood to livelihood. Student Banega Atmanirbhar is a moment, which is for us. Someone had to take the lead. Because when I saw and this is actually my experience. When I was going from university to university, college to college, saying, why college placement is not happening in today's world. Why not for BA, BCom? Why not across the year? Why not in tier 2, tier 3 city? Why not for first year, second? I think I was seeing that, from a student side, there was a big yes, but, there was not many people ready to take the ownership. We want to do something new, but uske liye initiative koi nahi le raha tha. I think so Jeevitam, we had taken this initiative of Student Banega Atmanirbhar movement, which is a student-led movement, and it is finding traction now. We are getting a lot of colleges who are coming to us. We'll be doing this college placement drive in a lot of colleges in the coming days. We are, making this whole process as simple as saying 1, 2, 3. So if you are a student, you are looking for livelihood, you have to just call that number. And here you are. That's it. You want a college placement drive to happen, you have to just write down and we'll come over and do the college placement drive. So today, you becoming a Atmanirbhar is in your hands. I think that's a message which we want to say. Yeah, Jayant, it was awesome to listen to you. Okay, I feel I've got a lot of insights. Actually, I have had a conversation with you. I have had a good round of talk. You have a fantastic team. Anuj, who has been our speaker with us. I think we are looking at collaborating with you because saving lives, and as I told you by you, saving livelihood is the focus for everyone. So I think we have to collaborate. We have to work together at this movement, truly a student movement to make every student in our country Atmanirbhar. Thank you very much for being there. Thanks for everything. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Teji. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you so much for
Thanks to
everyone
Thank
for attending this webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Right,
Thanks
bye.
to all. Look forward for 30th October to join again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.